Hi everyone, friends and family. It's so nice to see you. I just wanted to say hi and connect with you guys because the more I keep learning about Facebook, the more I'm really loving it because I've been finding, with a lot of the things I've been posting about, the personal posts, that have been really connecting with some of you, and you have been commenting or coming and talking to me about it. And I just wanted to keep it up because so many of you, are far away and some of you are close, but it's just a great way for, I feel like, me to stay connected and with you. And so here I am. And I've kind of decided with this new year that I wanted to do a post every Tuesday, do a Facebook Live about different topics. So, we might talk about health, or might talk about kids, or anything really that's just kind of happening top of mind that I wanted to just kind of share with you guys. So today, what I wanted to talk about was we all go through hard times. Really big ones, life-changing ones, losing a family member, something happening big in your career, the real game-changing moments in our lives. We also go through the really hard times that are, every single kid in my house is sick, I'm sick, life just sucks right now, and I just don't even know how I'm gonna make it through to the end of tomorrow without, snotting myself to sleep. So what I wanted to talk about, though, is it's how we get through them. And, that's what matters. It's how we get through to that other side. And so I think, some of you that have known me when I was, younger know that, the first 20 years of my life were really hard all the time, a lot. And so, but luckily for me, that means that I have lots of tools in my toolkit for how to get through those really hard times. And so I wanted to share one of them with you today, and the one I want to talk about is gratitude, because it has changed my life in a lot of hard situations that I'll talk to you guys about. So the first kind of time I really started to learn about gratitude was I was in a mysticism class in college, and the teacher started to kind of talk about it. And, also in the back of my mind is Oprah, of course, always talking about gratitude. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to give this gratitude thing a shot, because I was in a bad place. I was in my early 20s. College was supposed to be great, but life was still kind of hard for me. I probably wasn't feeling well. My relationship with my family would have been challenging. And my outlook at that time was actually really negative. I didn't really know, because I never really learned how to look at the positive. All I ever really was shown was to look at the negative. So I decided in college, in my room, so in the sorority house, with other people, every night before I go to bed, I'm going to think of 3 things that I'm grateful for. And you know what? I'm not going to overcomplicate it. 3 things, that's it, in bed. I don't need to write it down. And they could be really big things, like, I'm grateful, to the people in my life, or I'm grateful for that I'm alive, whatever, big or small, or I'm grateful that someone opened the door for me today, that was really kind of them. And so I did this. And after a few weeks of doing it consistently, it was a game changer, because you know what? I started to see things positively. Those positive things that I started to be thinking every night were kind of now showing up instead of all of the negative things. And so I guess that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it as a way to get through a hard time, because when we practice gratitude, when we just think about it, and again, keep it simple. If you love writing in journals, grab a journal, but don't overcomplicate it, because when you just focus on these things, then it allows you to kind of start seeing these things in your everyday. So the other thing, sorry, it's my first one, so I do have notes. So what I want to talk to you about is how this has shown up for me and how I've practiced this in hard times, because it's easy to talk about something, I know, but it's another thing to really actually live it when you're in the middle of a really hard time. So as many of you know, with my daughter Maya, she almost actually didn't make it into this world, and we had a really, really hard time bringing her into this world, one of the most challenging times of our lives. And while I was in the hospital, And the doctors were telling me, you know what, you need to prepare yourself that you may not go home with the baby. And chances are that's going to happen. And I just thought, like, I'm sorry, what? How could this happen? But you know what? I was like, okay, I am going to get my game face on. That is not an option. That's not going to be what happened. That is not going to be what is going to happen to our family. And I'm going to get positive, and I'm going to start thinking about what I'm grateful for. So in the middle of this literally horrible situation, I'm sick. Maya is sick inside me. It's my poor son, 4-year-old, is like at home. I like said, I'll see you later. I didn't come home for 2 weeks. What are the 3 things I'm grateful for? Okay. I'm grateful that Maya chose me to be her mom and Chris to be her dad to help her get her through this journey. I'm grateful for all the doctors that are here working so hard to help me. And I'm grateful for all the people that support me, because there are people at home with my son, and there are people all over this world thinking about me and hoping the best for me and wishing the best for me. And every time that I started to get down, or I started to get negative, or I started to let those thoughts creep in, you know what? I just came back to those 3 things over and over and over again. And I remember even sitting next to Chris one day and saying, okay, what are 3 things we're grateful for? Like, this is horrible. This is probably the worst thing we're ever going to go through. But we've got to stay focused. Like, we have to find the positive in the situation. We have to. And you know what? It really, really, I believe, helped me get through that time, that really hard time. And I know a lot of you have thought, God, Jen, how do you get through this time? You know, how do you get through it? Because it's hard, right? And then I get the call, you know, that my mom passed away. Another really hard time. But I think, you know, what happened was I got the phone call and I found out, you know, over the course of probably 25 minutes how everything had unfolded. And what I found was that my mom, she went to sleep. Now, I guess let me back up. She wasn't terminal. There wasn't anything major happening for her. But you know what? She went to sleep and she didn't wake up. And that's what they told me. They said we walked in, she was laying in her bed with her dog, and she just didn't wake up. And can I tell you, in that moment, that was probably one of the biggest moments of my life. I'm an only child of a single parent. I didn't feel this intense sadness. I felt so much gratitude, honestly, not because my mom wasn't here anymore, but because what a beautiful gift that my mom got to pass away, that she just went to sleep and she never woke up. I didn't have to jump on the next plane and go turn life support machines on. I didn't have to think, oh my God, she's unwell and she's dialed 911 and she's waiting for the ambulance to arrive. That would have destroyed me. That really would have broken my heart. But I felt so much gratitude because her dream for herself and her prayer for herself came true as well. That's what she always wanted. She never wanted to be in a nursing home. And so I think, though, because I kind of, you know, practice this gratitude, and listen, sometimes I'm diligent about it, sometimes I'm not. It's like anything else, right? But I think I was able to view that situation, that really like huge life moment, with this sense of gratitude because of the way I had been working on it the last, 15 years to change the way that I perceived situations. So I guess I just wanted to share those stories with you guys, share one of my tools in my toolkit for how I get through the really hard times. And, why this is top of mind for me is because, the last 2 months have been crazy, school holidays, kids have been sick, the whole 9 yards, and I feel like now I'm coming through the other side of it, so I just wanted to share, that with you. And I hope, you guys, maybe if you are going through a hard time, I'm always here to talk to you and to help you. And, those 3 little things that you're grateful for can really make a difference. And it's also super fun to do with kids, even around the dinner table. It's a great conversation starter, 3 things you're grateful for from your day today. Hi, Brooke. So nice to see you. So anyways, I wish you all a beautiful and good day if you're in Australia, or night if you're in the US. I'm so excited to kind of be talking to you and connecting with all of you, and shine bright.